Now I want to know what y'all think about this. Like 100% for real. I want to know what y'all think about this. I think that because that this game's called For Honor, and well, yeah, we already know the game's decaying because it's a brand new game. It's first of its kind. It's like brand like it still had bugs. It's still working on things, but now we're starting to get to a point where we're getting to a stable type of game. What would y'all what are y'all what is y'all thoughts about the For Honor world decaying? It finally, this cataclysm happens, and then the second game that they come out with is called For Glory, because everyone says there's no honor in the game. That it's just called For Glory, so they don't have to deal with people going about that stuff about like, oh, it's not, no one has honor in this game and shit, but that it's all for glory on the battlefield. And that's when they bring out new people. The game is polished, like not polished, but the game is more polished than when it first came out. When it first came out, it was broken as shit. We all know that. But if they do this, I could see this going in a very good route, business wise, pleasing players wise, and all this stuff. I see where they're going with this. I see it 100%. I see this. But I have a very good feeling, like in my gut, that this is what is going to happen. Well, Sin, they're going to, man. Honestly, if you think about it, next year they're definitely going to drop a new game. The game's 4 years old. It's its first game. Like, it's the first game of its kind. If you come out with a game that's 4 years old, right? That's kind of like broken because it's the first of its kind. Wouldn't you want to make a second game that already doesn't have these broken parts, brings back the old fans that didn't like the broken parts and like left, and they're like, boom, here you go. I understand that you've put 3 years of your time in the Warden, but how many years have you thrown into Call of Duty, or how many people have thrown their entire lives away for Fortnite or fucking Apex? You know, I think honestly, Robin, the only reason why it has such a small community, 100% the reason why, is because everyone was so hyped for the game. It was the first of its kind. And because when it started up, they didn't know what they were doing because this is a brand new type of game, that all the bugs happened, no one could play with each other, the constant disconnects and all that stuff. It just went. People don't like to wait for polished games, you know? Oh, yeah, Fortnite's here. Nothing was really broken with it because, it was the start of, like, it's a battle royale. They were doing battle royale games beforehand, like putting a whole bunch of people together and having them all fight. Not in that big of a mass, because we had games like Halo and fucking Call of Duty, Battlefield, that had these like multiplayer games. So you just had to double that up a little bit more and make a bigger field and then go throw them all out. There you go. These games that have become popular have all been super duper polished. They're the same games. If you look at PUBG, Fortnite, you look at uh, the totally accurate battle simulator or tabs or whatever, that like really knockoff version of like Apex and Fortnite. You have Apex. You have the old Call of Duty that had that whole fucking battle royale shit. It's all the same game. It's a polished system. There's nothing really to fuck up with it. unless you try to put something completely new into it, which most of the time it's not going to be that broken because of the basics that are it's around. Exactly. But now with For Honor coming out, if they come out with another game, like I'm going to say it's called For Glory. That's what I'm going to call it for now. If For Glory comes out with how much they have grown, it will bring all of the people that like the game back. It will bring all of the people that left the game because it was so broken and didn't give the game a second chance and just said, fuck the game, I'm not listening to them anymore. Bring them back. Bring more people into the game that are like, hey, I like Mortal Kombat and Tekken and these fighting games, and bring them back. I think it would be a good business move and good move for the fans to be able to do this. But like, what will they add to bring us back? I mean, they can add a new fact. Like, I would honestly say For Honor would fall apart, right? For Glory would come out. Now, just hear me out there, Sin, alright? What if, instead of like this medieval time, right? They put us in a different timeline. Maybe more ancient than Vikings, samurai, and knights. What about like them bringing out like more ancient civilizations than those, like Egyptians, the Mayans, the Palestinians, the Mongrels. Like, this can bring back further into time where we can have these people come out before the Crusaders, before the Viking Raiders, before the samurai like upbringing. I would be 100% down with that. This would bring us back further into the glory days, where instead of fighting for honor, you fight to survive. You're fighting for, you're fighting for gold. You're fighting to survive. You're fighting for glory than honor. You're fighting to fight and die a hero's death. Where the Mayans were out of their fucking minds, fucking sacrificing people, for the glory of their god. And that's exactly how I can see this game going. I really can. Where it can get fucking huge. This game could get so much better. Where honestly, you'd be good. Honestly, I'd be happy with Mongrels, the fucking Egyptians, and what else? And the Mayans. 100%. Those three factions right there would be absolutely fucking wonderful. Hey, Break, you're really on something here? Dude, I'm telling you 100%, I have a really big feeling about this. Like, I have a really big feeling about this. And I'm thinking this all of like a business standpoint, to bring these people back, to bring old fans, new fans, and the constant fans together into one game. Bring back a polished game that we all know and love, that some people loved in the beginning, got screwed out of. People that love now, that weren't here for the beginning of the big hype. For those that have been here for the entire shitstorm that we've had to deal with. I'm one of those new people, kind of, because I didn't get to go in until Season 7 when it came out for free on Xbox. And I fell in love with this game ever since. Like, I feel like this can go real far. I have a feeling that this is what they're planning. I really do. And I'm so hoping for it, because it would be absolutely tremendous. And Yubi, if you're watching, hit me up. Because I can tell you right now, the people that are in my chat right now are listening, and they are hype as fuck for it already. I'm answering all their questions. I'm giving them what they want. Hook me up. But yeah, true. Spartans are older, but again, they could be thrown into like a Mediterranean thing where it's like the Spartans and like it could be continents against each other. What about the continent like North America tribes? So like Native Americans, the Mayans, and fuck it, Eskimos, right? They all fight together. You have one Eskimo spear throwing person. You have the the native Indian who's he's his fucking axes, spears and stuff like that. And then you have the Mayans, which have those fucking giant fucking blades that are made out of wood with the fucking razors on the end of them. Then you can have like South America, where you have jungle warriors, kind of like shaman, or like for those that play Smite, like Balakui, fucking throwing bolos and shit and having ridiculous fucking weapons. Then you can have like the Middle East, where you have fucking you can have kind of like a Spartan kind of person, but I would more think of like your Palestinian, your Iranian, like old school, like mongrel looking people, like your mongrel type of fighters. You can even have Africa, where you could have like a Zulu fucking warrior and a fucking Egyptian fighting with each other, fighting for the glory of like their land, of their gods. And I think that would be either if they do like certain places, like how I said the Egyptians, the Mongrels, and the what was it the Egyptians, Mongrels, and the Mongolians, like Mongolians, Egyptians, and the Mayans. That's what I said. Those three, or having regions together that like if they were in a war with each other, that they ganged up together to fight and go for like global conquest, for full on glory in history, make their mark in history. I think either one of those games would be ridiculous. Like honestly, like if you think about it, you step back and you think about it. Don't think about it as For Honor, like I put so much work into this character that I put, all this stuff. Because trust me, I understand. I totally understand. I have over 400 reps on 6 characters. I know. But what if they did that? How much better the game would be, the new people they would bring. The stars that it could bring out of like new YouTubers, new content, new people just doing their things that they love and do. Bring people out of this fucking Fortnite world and these Minecraft games where people are watching people build with blocks to a game that has the worthiness of being for glory, to have that glory of a game, to be in there. It's ridiculous how awesome it can be. And going off of how they're trickling everything to us, I have a very strong feeling this is the way it's going. Either that or we're screwed. Honestly, it's all or nothing at this moment. But I truly have a feeling that this is the way we're moving. This is the way we're going. And for those that have been here for this whole ride, for this whole year 3 Road to 70 thing that we're doing, which we will get done right before year 4 starts, I think is absolutely amazing. They're more competitive than shooter games are BS and RNG. Exactly. So the whole thing is like I said, we have these bugs in the game. They're being ironed out. What if we had a new game that fixed all these bugs, get more people in, be able to bring this game, the type of game that we know and love right now, to its full glory? That makes absolute perfect sense in my eyes. Like I said, from business standpoint, from a fan base standpoint, from everything. I think this is the way to go. I truly do. But it is the end of the stream. We are going to go ahead and host somebody.